that lived in Maniscalco and his wife, Virginia, that was, her sister was Miss Kinnaman.
Anthony?
Kennemer was evil.
What happened?
And Miss Kennemer was, and who was whose sister? Miss
Virginia, Maniscalco, that had the store in
Oh,
Gale.
yeah.
A robber went in one day and killed him, and she run and got in the clothes basket, and he shot into the clothes basket, and the last I ever heard, she's still in nursing.
Well, the other half of that story that I was telling about me and Ting was in Shoneys that day when
After
the
he
kid
killed her.
disturbed our old.
Well, she made,
Well, they don't want to hear that when I dump the water.
no, hear sister's story.
I got the camera.
She
on.
started at 4.
She's ready for her starring role. She's had the camera.
You
What
got this
about the water?
thing, is it on?
Well, we was at that Shoneys I was telling
Same
you about, where we're
place.
same place with the child in the booth behind us.
Not only did we have that disturbed.
It was packed. We had, you know, it was just packed out in the breakfast bar. We finally made it through and got our plates just like we wanted it. And we sit down in that booth, and Ting, you know, likes his food just a certain way. He was getting everything just right. And I sat down and just looked over, just glanced over, and there was a bunch of people in the booth, like 4 people. And the man sitting on the edge had short shorts up to here, had his legs sprouted out, no underwear on, and his all of his testicle and everything was hanging out the edge, right there in Shoney's. And sitting on the edge, and when I looked up and saw it, I went, ah!
She got excited, just went like that.
And there went my water and
She had a glass
everything.
of water in her hand and just throwed it right in my face. And I couldn't believe it. I said, "What's the matter?" I thought she went
What
crazy.
she done is just walked
I
up
thought that
there and
little
shot it in
kid.
I said, what in the hell's the matter with you? There was his food and everything, and I said, and he said, not a thing about it, funny. I said, "Ting." And so anyway,
Well,
he was mad,
No, he
and
was-
the waitress ran with towels and gave Ting, took his plate away and gave him another plate. He had to go back up there, but before he got up, I leaned over and whispered, I said, I'm sorry, but the man up there in that booth has got all of his testicles and everything's hanging out from under his shoulder.
And he knew it. Was he watching you?
I don't.
And his
No,
short
that was on-
pulled
It
out.
made me mad. I was gonna go tell, I said, Ting, I'm
Yeah.
gonna tell the waitress
I
to
would.
you know, that is got to be, somebody's got to get him out of here. And Ting said, don't you do it. Don't you do
No,
it.
I was sitting there soaking wet. I mean, she got,
Yeah, but it wasn't
she
him.
done got
I
excited,
mean, he
threw
pulled
that
his
glass of
shorts
water in my
down.
face.
No,
Like,
he just had on short shorts and no underwear.
Ice
And when he
water.
sat down and sprouted his legs out, everything just fell out.
Was he young or old?
Real young. They was all real young, and I think they were foreigners because we were in
he-
Orlando and they
he
were.
she
must
just said
have
like
been
she had a
foreign.
glass of water like this. And it hit me in the face.
I
Ice
never
cold.
heard of that.
In Shoney's, right there on the, he was on
I
the
would
edge
have,
of the
I'd
seat.
have had to walk up there and said, son, you
I
know
would.
everything you own is hanging.
Don't tell me he couldn't have felt
Sure,
that or not.
but let me tell you, when we worked at Willis
Well,
Knight,
why were you looking in the first?
I'm telling you, I sat down and I just looked over and it was in my line of vision.
She got so carried away. She doused me with cold
And I
shorts,
just had-
poured it on her face.
I went, I did, I had that in my hand and I went, ah!
No, like this. Oh, right. Hit me right square in the face.
But you know, when we worked at Willis Knight, and Annie Mae had to go up and get all the patient men, and she'd come down the hall with the men, and nothing on them, and there was the old ball of Peter hanging out
We
in those
finally had to
shorts.
start making sure
I
everybody had
told
a
her,
sheet
I
on.
said, Annie Mae, when you coming down the hall, and I had Wish walking up and down the floor, I said, them men are, everything they got is exposed. Their legs are way out like this and nothing over
Because
their
they
back.
forget they don't have pants on when they've got those gowns
They
on
didn't.
and they just.
Just had on that little old gown.
So
And
we
she
started making
got
3
so
armhole
ashamed.
gowns. They have 3 armholes and they
Wrap.
you put your arms
Yeah.
and wrap it around. So this is the way the men do it. They put their arms in the 2 outer holes and take the middle one and stick it over their head. That so help me God, that's
I
so
know,
that.
that's how much.
We have to
sense-
almost dress them because they will invariably come out and still got everything shown, you know, still got their backside shown.
They might have wanted to.
Oh.
That's
But
what
they
I,
always stick that middle armhole over their head, and they have to struggle to get it. You know, we'll say, "You ready yet?" And they'll say, "Well, just a minute, I can't work with this hand." I'll say, "Well, just open the door and I'll help you with it." And they're trying to get their head through an armhole.
I can't believe it.
You wouldn't believe it.
You
just wouldn't
don't
believe
know. Till you
Why
work
do they
the
have 3
hospital.
armholes?
But
Just
now
like
man
that.
was never
Use
used.
the first two and then bring the third one
Around and put your arm through it and